pimps and players, and shout out to all the boss women in the world. I'm out here making some fried chicken, but everything went terribly wrong today. I'll talk you through it anyway. You want to get a food processor, and you want to get these pork, like they're not scratchings because the scratchings have the fat on them and they're really hard and you can't chew them, they're gonna break your teeth. But these look, they're quite puffy. You want to get ones that just have like salt and like I don't know, yeast extract or whatever on them. But these ones have a little bit of paprika in them or whatever. It's not gonna kill you. Don't worry about it too much. Smack them down in the food processor, blend that up, and that's your like carnivore. It's your carnivore. What's it called? Like breadcrumbs substitute. And I added salt and black pepper and also some leftover breadcrumbs from last time. Just blend everything up. I also added a bit of cheese, but it's probably a waste of time. It just melts in the oil that I deep fry them in. I butterfly my chicken breast because it cooks more evenly and they're not so thick. So they're just like splashed out. You can squash them and then fry them. It's up to you. They come out nice, but they're not as nice as when you cook the meat on the bone with wings or drumsticks that I have over there, or even chicken thighs. So if you can cook with the meat on, it depends what you prefer. I mean, chicken breasts are quite nice. And you'll see in a minute I slice through it, and when it's ready, it's ready. Oh, the oil. Don't buy this. It's 15% olive oil mixed with other oils, and you want olive oil and nothing else. So it's going to be a lot more expensive to just buy olive oil, but yeah, also always make sure you do your washing whilst you're cooking and keep an eye on everything that you're cooking. So yeah, cut your chicken open and make sure it's edible for the chicken breast. And look at that, that's come out beautifully. And that's how I expected the drumsticks to go, but you'll see in a minute it's not how it went. I slice into it. Look, there's a bit of pink, not the edible pink. Sometimes on the drumsticks there's stuff that's like um, brown or dark or pinkish, but that you learn to tell the difference. If you're mega scared of it, just don't bother with the bone ones. Just make chicken breast or like overcook it or whatever. But it turns out really dry if you overcook it. Anyway, this one, look, that's great. That's what you want. It's juicy when you slice into it and eat it straight away. It's warm, it's juicy, it's delicious for a chicken breast. Sometimes if you overcook it, all the juices leak out in your oil and you're screwed. But that, it is what it is. Here I put the drumsticks in, and when you don't clean your pan and you don't clean your oil, this is what happens. So don't do that. Make sure you clean your oil, clean your pan. Or when I make a proper video, I think I'm gonna use an oven or an air fryer, because when I put the drumsticks in, all the batter fell out, and that's I had to resort to like doing the air fryer method that I was talking about. It's the first time I've ever made this stuff, so drumsticks anyway. So I don't know if it was the oil or the batter, or I mean they looked fine here. I don't know what went wrong. I did nothing different to like the chicken breast, and they came out great. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's just the surface area. Um, yeah, I whacked them in for 20 minutes on 180 in the air fryer, and later on they come out great. Make sure to do your washing, as I've always said. And here we go. Here's the one that was fried. That was disgusting. It doesn't look great, does it? It was cooked all the way through, but it is what it is. And that looks a lot better from the air fryer. It's all cooked through. I just sliced them open, see if they're cooked. If they're not, I cook them for longer. If they are, then great. And make sure to never throw your oil in the kitchen sink, because it will destroy your sink, and you'll have to hire a plumber, and you'll have to be paying in repairs, and there'll be problems. Put it in like a milk jug, which is what I'm using here, or like any container, and just throw it in the bin or general waste, and make sure it's secure, it doesn't leak everywhere. All the hard bits you'll see in a second, I just scoop up with a tissue after I pour the liquid in. I try using a funnel. The funnel gets clogged, so use a big enough funnel, or just like hand pour it into the hole if it's big enough. Don't mess up like I did here. And I will make a actual proper video soon of how to cook all this stuff and do it correctly. It is what it is. Mistakes happen. If you always get like a first time, it's going to take you longer. It's going to be like, oh, is this worth it? But once you get into the swing of things, you know how to make things, then it's worth it. And this was a good snack. And I'll talk about it more in a second when all the cooking stuff goes away. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on what not to do. Yo, hopefully a good video is coming soon for the chicken. It is what it is. It happens, and hopefully you can learn from the mistakes there. But it's still delicious. I still ate it. Um, anyway, we'll talk more about the actual recipe another time. I want to explain more about how like everything works with the diet. Obviously, I said like for me it was the insoluble fiber. Like all the quinoa I was eating was like with the husks on, so it's got a lot of fiber and stuff on it. It's like meant to be good for you, but I saw it. I saw the quinoa coming out in my poo, like you know how like sweet corn does when you eat sweet corn, it doesn't get digested, it just comes straight through you. And I didn't feel great, and my stomach felt upset, and I was like, whatever. And then my skin went bad, and I was like, okay, I need to stop this. And when I stopped, all the pain went away, all the itching went away within like three, within 3 days it was better, and then within a week it was like tolerable. But anytime I would break the diet, and especially when I eat sugar, my skin would go bright red, and it would be painful and itchy. So avoid sugar; it's an inflammatory. Old people that go on this diet don't have sugar, and so their joints feel better, everything feels better. Ill people that have like chronic pain conditions, their inflammation goes down, so they feel better on this diet as well. There was some crazy guy at the park that was talking about how like eating specific diets can cure like diabetes type 1. It's like, come on, bro, you're born with like without a um, was it like pancreas that produces insulin? Like you just can't do that. So how are you going to reverse something that your body couldn't do in the first place? Like, what are you talking about? You can reverse type 2 diabetes, sure. And this diet might be a good way to do that. So it can help with a lot of stuff. Just gotta do your research and make sure you do it properly. Now I'm talking from a perspective where I want to build muscle and I want to kill my skin. So if you want to turn to me for advice on that, I'm your guy. Other stuff and how to tailor it to your needs. Do your research, make your own plans, or ask me questions. I can give you some ideas and theories on stuff. So I don't want to eat like this for the rest of my life. An imbalance in like too much meat and fat or too much vegetables or whatever, with different diets is never good. I want to strike a happy medium. When my skin is clear and I'm happy with it, I'm gonna introduce fruits. I'm gonna introduce like juice and like some sugary drinks, maybe every now and then. And I'm also gonna have like meals like pasta and like homemade stuff or pizza, or go out to a restaurant and actually be able to order stuff without freaking people out, as like a treat, because like cooking is so like bothersome and tiresome. I have to think of a recipe every time. It's like I can just have my carnivore stuff when I don't want to cook, and when I want to treat myself I can have something nice. That's how I'm going to structure it. So I'm hoping that works out. I'll probably document it when we get there. Still got a long way to go. um and it's tough to stick on the diet. You got to be really disciplined and mentally tough. It's hard to just. I'm all or nothing, and I have to just jump straight into it. But so many people are gonna tempt you, like at work, at events, at like friends, family. Everyone's gonna be like, you can't eat this. You can't. It's like it doesn't matter how much you explain to them or how simply you put that you can only have meat products and meat stuff. They won't get it. They'll keep trying to push you stuff, and you'll probably cave at some point because you'll be depressed and your body's gonna want dopamine, and food is a good way to obtain dopamine. And you'll be like, oh fuck it, I'll just eat this. But then you'll feel bad because you've broken the diet and you see your skin's red, and it's gonna take 3 days to get back into like it clearing again and going pale. Look how pale it's gone. You can barely see the psoriasis. That's how pale it goes. Otherwise, it goes like bright red, like my shorts almost. Um, so yeah, look up ways to like ease yourself into it if you're starting off, or just go straight in like me. But I made a lot of mistakes. A community for support is good to have, because they get what you're talking about and what you're going through. Probably an online community, because I doubt there's ones next to you or people that are doing it with you. But if there is, that's great. Support each other and keep the diet up. But with me, the way it works basically, or makes sense to me, is like you use protein and fat, which is lipids, for energy. Usually your body uses carbohydrates because it's the easiest to break down with like, well, you know what carbs are, or what has carbs. So if there's any carbs in your body, then it's gonna use them. So that's why like all these Weight Watcher diets and whatever that still have carbs in them, they don't really work. This is the best way to lose fat or to lose weight or gain weight. Like bodybuilders eat like this. They literally just eat like chicken, fish, um, and like eggs. Like look up any like bodybuilder and like maybe rice. Um, any shredded like cut bodybuilder. I used to look amazing. I'll show some pictures. I look like a gymnast, didn't I? I um I was so like I lost like 10 kilograms within like 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. I went from 80 kilograms to 70, and I then Bulked up because I just had more fat. Um, I lost so much weight because I was eating a lot of lean meat and not enough fat. This was before I was eating a block of butter a day. I was barely eating any butter. I would just have like steak and that's it, like a slab of steak a day. Um, and your body basically turns to the fat that is stored for energy. So that's why you lose a lot of weight quite quickly if you stick to it. And I found that quite easy to be fair. I could just eat steak all day. The hard part is like slamming down a bunch of fat to gain weight, which is what I'm doing because I exercise a lot and I burn a lot of calories. So like as long as you're burning it, it's not staying in your body as much. So it's it's being used and it's good properly. Then just having a bunch of it and then it like clogs your arteries and you get like really really obese and whatever. So there's no reason for you to have so much, but tailor it to your needs. If you're not working that much, you're not exercising, you're not bodybuilding, you're not exerting that many calories, then then do it. Um, Sometimes your body might reach to convert the proteins into energy as well. I think I read that it's good to have like a very small amount of carbs, like 100 minimum, maximum grams of carbs. If you have more than that, it'll upset the balance and you'll stop ketosis and whatever. I think there's a limit. You want to be in ketosis ideally because you're using fat and protein as your source of energy. But if you come out of ketosis, you have to just go through all the process of getting back into it, and your body has to adjust, and it might create dysbiosis where your stomach's upset. You might have like diarrhea or something, but just yeah, just stick to the diet and you'll be fine. Um, Hopefully that explains a bit. Here's some photos of how, for example, my forehead used to look and how it looks now, and you can see a massive difference, really. I'm really proud of how far I've come, and I hope you don't make the same mistakes as I have, because I could have healed my skin by now if I knew what I was doing, but I didn't, and it's a learning curve, and it's a struggle, and it's a real mental struggle, especially if you're neurodivergent, you're ADHD or like autistic or something, and you struggle. Or maybe if you're autistic, you like following routines. If you enjoy it, then you'll be fine. But like for people that like me who have ADHD and need dopamine, and it's like food is a big source for that, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do all these things. It's like the only viable vice is food. You just end up like binging and spending on food, and it's tough. And you can get into a cycle where you start like throwing up in the toilet, like purging it, and then eating it and purging it. It's not helpful. It's gonna rot your teeth. It's gonna ruin your esophagus. You're gonna develop an eating disorder that you're gonna have to learn to control. So don't avoid those mistakes. And if you've got any questions, let me know. I look forward to making more videos. There's so much to talk about. Hopefully this has shown some cool improvement photos and like a cool what to do, what not to do, and explain a bit more about everything. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. You have a good day.